Right, so this video will be on sarcasm, and let's define it first. Before starting, um, I will define sarcasm as something like an irony. Um, Maybe perhaps a mocking irony. Okay, mocking irony. Um, or a joking irony. And already by definition, we can figure out something about it. And let's so now when we asked what is sarcasm, now let's try to understand, well, what do we need to know about it, and then perhaps why do we use it? Should we be suspicious of people who use it, or shouldn't? Is it signal something, or is it just a playful, harmless game people play? And now let's try to figure out. So perhaps it could be many different factors, but definitely one factor for one reason for why people would use any kind of jokes and humor is to play, right? And the interesting thing about the play is that play is inventational. Invitation. Okay, now I'm confused how to write it. But the what I mean is that you can't force someone to play. Okay, it's not forced. When you are forcing someone to play, it's not a game anymore. It's not funny. Okay, and so the other reason that is closely interconnected with the play is fun. Okay, and those are the positive sides, of course, because both of them can be forced. And of course, you can force someone to laugh. Um, you can pressure them with a social tools to confirm to your mm, actions, to comply with their reactions, maybe. But of course, all of that would not be an actual fun. But we are talking about an actual fun and an actual play. And an actual play and an actual fun happens genuinely. It is inventational. It is, in a sort of way, honest. And it is good. So we'll add it to pluses. Okay. Because it assists, maybe, or assist is the wrong word to use here, I guess. Not wrong, but I don't like it. Maybe it um allows for, yeah, it allows for um connection. Okay, and where is it? And maybe positive connection. All right, positive connection. And where is the positive connection? There is a better and there is cooperation. Okay. So for this reason, sarcasm can be pretty much positive, right? Even desirable, even allowed. Of course, it would be allowed anyway, uh, due to the freedom of speech. But I mean that, well, you can actually view sarcasm as something positive as well. Something not necessarily intended to hurt, and this is really important in consideration of moral um, uh, questions, and and important in questioning, perhaps real intentions of people. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is basically sarcasm can be well intended. Okay. Mm, now, can it be harming, damaging? Can it be bad intended? Can it be evil? So I'm starting to use strong words, but um, now, well, for it to be evil, to be something bad, it should be deconstructive, right? Uh, it should be damaging, threatening. But with what? Threatening with what? Maybe. And then we need to see, well, in which ways it can be used to threaten or to damage. And now we figure out that as any words, so sarcasm as well can be used to undermine the status. All right? And now this happens a lot in social competitions. Um, Social, maybe it would be better to say group competitions, but competitions, right? So, in attempt to compete for some good, for some, let's say, resources or good, because we don't want to consider people blandly as resources, right? So, in competition for something good, you want if you want to act selfishly to take it to yourself, reductively, or maybe to yourself and the other people you love, but not others, players who also want to take it, right? So what you do is you try to climb, climb, climb um, higher on hierarchy. Hierarchy. Okay. Hope it sounds how you write it. So you try to climb higher on hierarchy, and one of the ways you can climb higher, one of the ways you can do it is by either uh, establishing yourself as authority, strengthening yourself, you're strengthening your positions, or by undermining the position of others. And if you already have fixed um, positions of authority that and the so to say spaces are limited in as much as resources, then well it would go down to undermining the those in authorities, right, or undermining the status of others to compete, and this is selfish and selfish. This is very definition of bad. When you say something is bad for you in regard of the other person, it's probably then he does something that is not in your interest, so he acts within his own interest, not with regard of yours, at least. He acts selfishly. He does not consider your interest. And so in this way, yes, it can be even evil. It can be bad. Um, Now, how else can it be a threat and a danger? Well, well, not all threats and damages come from undermining the status, from not having the resources. Some uh, threats come to your to your well-being, not just in the sense of, let's say, resources you have, also um maybe in the sense of uh, your peace, let's say, right? Peace. Your confidence can go to the status, but not necessarily. Maybe your confidence is also something like your emotional stability, right? Um, Maybe your connections with others, right? And so, not necessarily someone would want to undermine your status, but maybe they would want to hurt you. Maybe they would have another personal interest to hurting you. Or maybe they had a negative past experiences and now they project, or maybe they project their pain on you, or maybe this is also can be valid, absolutely. Maybe you hurt them first and then they try to get back at you. Or maybe they see you as a threat and therefore they try to intentionally, or maybe not only intentionally, they try to intentionally undermine your uh, wellness, your well-being. They try to hurt you. um so in this sense, this of course is bad for you. This is bad. Okay. um can there be something else to that? Something more, something maybe not necessarily good, maybe not necessarily bad. And I would say yes, there's things that depend on the situation, and that would be um move my chair. And that would be let's say standing uh standing against uh, standing, let's say standing your ground, because it not necessarily would be personal to someone, but it could be personal to you, to the one who does it. So standing your ground, maybe it's an attempt to challenge uh, social norms, to challenge maybe social tools like judgment and etc., to challenge the truths of uh, masses, let's say. So the majority, truths of majority, say, or just challenge majority or minority, or in a moment like that. Those unexpected. Okay, so it can be also to challenge the uh, established truths, truths of majority, let's say, maybe minority or in. Challenge social norms, social tools, anything. Maybe challenge, but not in a personal and bad way, right? Maybe it's also to stand your ground about what you believe, about what you want, about anything else. Uh, and it could be not necessarily bad, but maybe it would be, this is important, the way to act to um, kind of attempt to do something to achieve something, right? But not direct. Okay, maybe you don't want to be too confrontational, but maybe you're still, even if you still have like sort of irritation and aggression, but you don't want a direct conflict. So you try to find the other ways to it, right? And there surely would be uh, other factors at play, but that's how sarcasm could be damaging, even threatening, uh, viewed negatively, and for these reasons. But also for other reasons that enable actually some positive things like cooperation, positive interactions and connections with play and fun, right? So it can spring from both well-intended motives and bad and selfish motives. And I hope it is informative for you to understand it and to know it. And thank you for watching this video. See you in the next.